Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about making my favorite cocktail in the entire world, the Old Fashioned. Now this is a very easy drink to make, and it's one that I like to make when I'm having a nightcap or at the end of the night when I just want to sit down and relax and have a nice cocktail. This is typically the drink that I'll usually make. And if you're wondering why they call it an Old Fashioned, this is one of the first cocktails ever developed back in the early 18th century with some alcohol, some sugar, some bitters, maybe some water on the side if you want to put water, and even to this day is still one of the easiest cocktails to make. That's enough of the history lesson. Let's jump right into it. But before we jump into it, if you are new to my channel, I do want to say hi. My name is Pacheco. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, also hit the like button, as I'll continue to put out content as much as I possibly can. I hope you enjoyed today's video. The first thing you need is an orange. I like to start with the orange because I like to get that part out of the way. The orange will be used towards the end. We'll be able to squeeze some of those citrus flavors into the Old Fashioned. So what I use is this peeler, and I'll take it to the orange like this, and I'll peel back a little bit on the orange just to make sure I get just enough to put into the glass, like so. There you go. And I usually like to do 2 of them just in case the first one doesn't work out and I don't get a good cut. There we go. Nice. So we will save this for later and let's put that to the side. Okay, now where the fun begins. Now we're gonna actually start making the drink. So start off by using a glass like this. You can get this at Crate & Barrel. They have great glasses. And we'll start with 1 sugar cube. I use a brown sugar cube. You can use a white sugar cube if you want, but I prefer a brown sugar cube. So once we have our brown sugar cube, then what we want to do is we want to put in the Angostura bitters, 4 dashes. Some people use 2, I use 4. Might be a little more than 4. I actually like my drinks on the sweeter side, so I don't mind that it was a little bit more than 4. We're gonna let that sit for a minute. Let that sugar cube soak up those bitters. So after we let that sit for a while, then what I'll do is I'll add just a dash of the orange bitters, like so. There we go. So after we put in the cube, we've put in our bitters. I like to add some water. Not everyone does that, but I like to add just a little amount of water. When I say little, very, very little, just a drop. There we go, like so. All right, now for the real fun, we start to muddle it up. So let's muddle that up with your classic muddler. You can also get this from Crate & Barrel. And I like to really make sure that I get that sugar cube fully dissolved within the bitters. Like so. Looks sort of like this. A little bit more. And now for the fun stuff. The whiskey. In this case, I'm going to be using a bourbon. Now here's the thing, you can use many different types of bourbons. I use 4 Roses, or I'll use Basil Hayden, Buffalo Trace. There's all different types of bourbons that you can use, and I'll list them out in the links below. I even will step it up to another level and do Angel's Envy Rye. I know that can be controversial for a lot of people out there because Angel Envy Rye you can drink by itself. It's such a nice bourbon, and I do that too. Sometimes I just love the way it tastes in an Old Fashioned. If you want an Old Fashioned that's a little bit sweeter, then go with like a Basil Hayden or go with a Woodford Reserve, maybe the 4 Roses. Those tend to be a little bit more sweeter. If you want something a little bit more smokier, go with your rye bourbons, like a Whistle Pig, or there's some other ryes out there that you can use. You don't necessarily have to use Angel Envy Rye. But for today, I'm going to use 4 Roses for my Old Fashioned. That's the bourbon of choice for today's drink. So you want to pour in 2 ounces. Actually pour a little bit more than 2 ounces. I'd say 2 ounces, maybe a 1/4 after. Like so. Pour a little extra because I like mine pretty strong. Then you want to get your stir and just stir it around, like so. Really get those bitters, really get that sugar cube, and stir everything around, like so. After we're finished stirring, now's when we want to add the ice cube. And me personally, I like to add the big rock or the big ice cube. This drink is made for sipping, not for chugging. This is a sip drink. It's usually one that I like to have, like I said earlier, at the end of a night. And the ice tends to melt a little bit slower when you have a big ice cube. If you have smaller cubes, it's gonna melt faster, it's gonna water it down, and this is what we don't want with this drink. You can buy this at Crate & Barrel. This is how ice cubes are made. You just pour water, put it in the freezer, and it makes the perfect cube. So now that we have our big rock, gently set it down and stir. like so. Smells delicious. After we stir the big rock, if you want it a little bit sweeter, that's when I add just a dash of simple syrup, like so. Not too much. Again, I like my old fashions a little bit sweeter. I'll stir that in a little bit more. And when I'm done stirring, that's when we add the orange peel. Give it a little twist. Like to rub it around the rim a little bit. Put that inside. Stir that a little bit. And you're done. Now, for bonus, if you want to add a little extra to it, I would say this is part of the icing on the cake. You can add a cherry, and these are the best cherries. The original maraschino cherries. I mean, look at how good these cherries are. Gorgeous. Drop that in. Bonus. Cheers. Oh, that's so good. That's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed my way of making my favorite cocktail of all time, the Old Fashioned. If you did enjoy it, please leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you would do differently. And also let me know how you make your Old Fashioned. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button, as I'll continue to put out content as much as I possibly can for you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video.